going, guys? This is Dave Thomas, owner of Performance360, joined by Julianne Russell, who is our head coach. Today we're going to talk about the push-up. It's a movement that everybody likes to think that they have mastered, but in reality, I would say a very small percentage of gym populations actually do the push-up correctly, and it's a shame because it's a great movement that builds a ton of upper body strength, also core strength, and as you'll learn today, if you're doing it properly, you will even build a little bit of strength in your quads and glutes on this. So first things first, when we talk about the push-up, is getting into that setup. Whenever we talk about squats and deadlifts, there's always a huge emphasis on how you get set up, but we tend to lose that in a body weight movement like the push-up. So if we dial in our setup, then the movement is going to come very easily. So as Julianne will get set up, all we're trying to do is achieve a high plank position. So as you can see here, most important thing from the base is to have the feet together because we want to create that contraction that goes up our entire chain. So that always starts in the feet. Tension in the lower half is going to kind of infect the rest of the body with tension. So she's squeezing at the feet. The glutes should be turned on. So we're squeezing at the glutes and that belly is pulled in. So we want to be in somewhat of a hollow position. It's not a full hollow pull-up, but we don't want to be sagging at the hips. So think about contracting at that midsection. And then at the top, the shoulder blades, we don't want to be rolled forward. We don't want to be squeezing them together. We just want to kind of be in a relatively neutral position with those shoulder blades. And then lastly, just as the feet were important, the head here. So you can see Julianne's head is straight down. She's not looking up. You'll notice that when she looks up, what happens when we start to move is the hips kind of sag down when that head comes up. So with that head down, you'll see the natural inclination for those hips to kind of reset into that neutral position. So we're always looking our head straight down. It's like you're going to kiss that mat on the ground. You want to come as close to that floor as you possibly can and then back up. So once we start moving, all you're doing is just maintaining this high plank position. It's just a matter of lowering and raising yourself with your arms. When we push up, we want the elbows to be pinned by our side. They don't have to be touching our rib cage, but we don't want to be flaring out at 90 degrees. It's not a great position for our shoulders. Should be somewhere at around 40 degrees. And when we press, we want to maintain that elbow position the whole time. You can take a little break. So another thing to think about when we're doing these push-ups is the weight distribution in our hands. So now that we have that high plank set up, when you're doing a push-up, I want you guys to think about the majority of that weight occurring on the outside of your palm. So if you think about your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger, you want that force to transmit through those 3 digits. What that's going to do, as Julianne goes to set up, is it's going to put a lot of that focus on the tricep muscle. So when we go down and press, when we're pushing on the outside of our hand, it's going to actively turn on the right part of our body, as opposed to if we're pushing on the inside portion of our digits, we tend to lose a lot of our natural pressing strength because the pressing comes from our chest, our shoulders, and our triceps. So think about the weight distribution on the outside of the hands there.